GME is loose. GME is loose. So what's an AMC? 22%. Holy yo! Holy shit! Let's fucking go! Yeah, bro, what the fuck is happening? Oh, they're gonna hold it again. They fucking holding it again.
Not financial advice.
They're and they have on their level 2. They have no. AMC's at 12.5. There's man, I'm glad I bought yesterday. Let's fucking go.
Hold on. What's the difference when they throw up?
4 on Weeble for me, so I think you can mean the same thing.
Hello.
It's giving them time.
What's up, guys? All right, sorry. I'm getting set up late because I'm on Ape Nation. I'm watching this right now. AMC's rocking. I bought a ton of shares this morning. I'm super happy. Shit's going freaking crazy after Citadel posted this they tried to spit in the eye of retail. And I think they did it because they know we're about to freaking win, man. Let's see. Citadel posted this, and I screenshotted it earlier. Absolutely stupid. But keep in mind, everybody, I want to say, don't fall for the fucking call options trap. Don't fall for the call options trap, because if they buy this back up, this looks like somebody covering FTDs or covering IWM shorts to get out of the play. They want you to jump into the call options before tomorrow. Don't fall for it.
Hey, Spence, what did the 50 shares do?
I told you guys, I literally called it, and nobody was recording the space. I bought 50 shares and triggered MOAS for you guys. Just because Citadel pissed me off.
Patience, motherfuckers, patience.
So,
Short GME and AMC because both are ripping right now.
Highcroft's positive too.
Holy fuck, we're gonna hit 13, guys.
And I hate to say it, dude,
We hit 1301, bitches.
Bloodbath and Beyond. Guys, Bloodbath and Beyond is up 10%, and even Overstock is up 5%, and they had 21% short interest on Overstock too. Citadel shorted Overstock. Every shorted stock is fucking pumping right now.
Still halted. Hey, Clover's up fucking almost 5%. Affirm is up 15. Holy fuck.
Yo.
Listen, if you're trying to come up because you want to share in the faith and the goodness and laughs and everybody, just give us a chance. We're trying to cycle through people. So,
hey, I'm gonna step down so someone else can come up. I'll come up later. Huddle!
No options. May seems to have done something.
Where the fuck is Jim? We didn't start screaming, hold him.
Come on, premium.
You're fucking right. Now take that halt off and let's fucking get another halt. People are all fucking got that buy button hitting.
Yo, Highcroft just hit $120. Yo, my portfolio is fucking... Dude, I bought so many shares fucking this morning, you guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Viper, you bought more Highcroft, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. 71 shares of Highcroft.
Yeah.
This morning.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
All is up 7%.
Nice.
Hey, just... I think that would probably be enjoyable for him, though.
I got next.
Pet Rock can suck Jim's butt.
That's it.
Hey, I want to ask, does anybody care that I'm on YouTube while y'all are talking? Does anybody mind? Okay, because they're loving your screams of excitement.
AMC fucking follows. Like it does the extra jump on us.
AMC just broke 1308.
13, 13, 13, 20, 13, 18. That's fucking
It's gonna hit 30. It's gonna hit 30.
GME is loose. 30%. 30%.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
It's beautiful.
Let's check the levels.
It's so fucking beautiful.
Look at go. Holy, look at GME. Holy.
They halted it again. GME
Yo.
halted again.
GME's trying to make a run.
GME is halted.
They're trying to run back to 200, you guys.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Look at the chart.
Let them run whatever they want. Oh, 1370. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Just can't stay away, man.
AMC's up 30%.
AMC on the way up, guys. You guys have any idea why we're not getting halted on the way up? This is crazy. We're up 20-something percent, almost 30%.
Yeah, we're almost 30%. Hold on. 30% AMC.
Wow.
Hey, I think we're trying to go for 34. I think these big runs that GME and AMC and Bloodbath and Beyond had on March 31st, they're going to reclaim that because they shorted and failed to deliver the fucking entire time on the way down. The halt day. Remember the halt day?
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They did it because Moas was imminent. Now they fucking lost control.
They lost complete control, and they knew that there was a test. They were like, hey, well, let's see how much they're holding. They seen that when they dropped this fucking price, we were like, fire-ass discounts? Are you fucking kidding me? Let's fucking go. We took advantage. We're still here. We're not fucking leaving, and this is their fault. They can blame themselves for this. Try to blame us. They're the fucking ones who did this to try to take advantage of this market. They say it's a transparent, equal opportunity market, but no, we're showing them who's in control. We run the show. Let's fucking go.
Oh, that dude.
Let's fucking go. Yes.
I was pumped because I closed the deal. I get off the roof and boom, fucking 30%. Are you fucking kidding me? Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Let's fucking go,
Let's go,
I have to ask
baby.
you guys a question. All right, I'm here. I need to practice this speech. Okay, tell me how this sounds. I quit.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Why'd you just make it
Oh my
buy?
God.
Every meme stock is running.
I got a better one for you, bro.
Really go?
Just tell them, hey, fuck off.
God. This is nuts.
Enjoy today.
We were like at like $9 and some change. I woke up and GameStop was halted. Like, this is fucking nuts.
3 times, like within like a couple minutes. Like not even.
Should I sell?
This just only proves how heavily shorted and how over leveraged these short positions have AMC and GME.
I'm sorry, but hey, the one Matt wants to come up. You got to bring Matt up.
I'm bringing him up.
I'll get him up there.
Hey,
bring
Kevin,
people-
how's your dog? I missed
He's regular.
you when speaking about him.
Lady, she's doing okay we're just taking it day by day. Not as much like bloody stools, once a day throwing up. She's not eating, but we are giving her the formula medicine that they told us to give her in the different antibiotics that they told us to give her.
Just so everybody
And
knows,
it's kind of just a
we
day
talk
by
about
day
everything
thing.
on Ape Radio.
The worst outcomes are like the first 72 hours is normally when the highest percentage of the dogs pass away. And we broke the 72-hour mark, so I'm thankful for that, and we're just taking it day by day.
Oh, that's
She's
so
still-
awesome.
Yeah, she's asleep right now on the back of the couch. She looks so freaking cute.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Hey, real quick, guys. I'm trying to bring everybody up. If you get removed down, I will bring you back up. Just trying to make room for a couple more people. People don't mind stepping down for a couple minutes. I'll drop you back up.
Go ahead and drop me down.
I gotta get Boston. I gotta get Boston up here.
Yeah, drop
All
me
right.
down. I'll listen.
You can, everybody can come back.
I'm just gonna
Hey,
real quick.
one, you guys, I'm gonna jump out. I gotta get my kids off to school, but like I said, today's a green day for a green day and a great day for a great day. Let's fucking go, you guys.
Thank
We
you,
did
Mark.
this together. We didn't panic. We organized and we stayed together, you guys. You guys are the real MVPs.
Real quick.
We all are,
I'll drop down.
Thank you.
Real quick, and then I'll drop down two things. One, I was literally, because I've been holding $13 options for over 5 months that expire in September, and I was doing the math in my head trying to figure out if I should just liquidate them, take the cash, and buy stock at 10. And I thought, man, I don't know. I wrote it this long. I'm just going to keep riding. And they're finally fucking going green. And if we hit that $15 mark, question, Spence, there is like over 10,000 options in that $15 mark.
Yeah,
Is that
I know.
going to be a huge push if we get through there?
Yes, there will be. Next week is absolutely loaded out to $20, then $40, then $50 and $60. But the problem is, you guys, I know it's all super exciting right now.
Okay.
I'm loving it.
Off the halt.
But keep in mind, Citadel is pumping this like they did back on March 31st, and it's a day before Friday. They could slam this back down tomorrow, and your options just go fucking completely out of the money.
Well, they can't dilute it.
Hey, Hedge.
Oh, they hosted it again.
The other thing I want to add to that, Spence, is they don't have the shares available to borrow, at least right now yet, to do anything.
Yeah, but you know they've been doing whatever they want since day one. They'll just create more. They're probably covering FTDs right now to set things up for tomorrow to recirculate. I'll check and see what was due T35, but the first 2 weeks of April, they had over 2.8 million FTDs, so that's a pretty close data today. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if they try to slam this back down to keep it under $15. That's the whole Hoyles method.
I mean, you got to enjoy what's happening, but at the same time, you got to keep respect.
Hey, you gotta do it like this. I fucking quit, you motherfucker.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Austin.
How you doing out there, ladies and fucking gentlemen? All right, your sister's ass. Hey, Kenny G, suck my fucking prick. All right? I like that. Yeah. Fucking bullshit.
Sorry about that, YouTube. It looks like AMC's trying to cool down from that run on their RSI. Keep enjoy the excitement, but keep the distrust for the system, man. Greg, give it one more day before you quit your job, man. Just give it one more day. I just had my sister buy 100 more AMC shares pre-market this morning too. When she's bought, every time I've told her to buy, it's been better fucking buy positions than I even have. I don't know how it works, how I always tell her to get in at the right time, but she's got a better cost average than I do, and she just started this 3 months ago. I'm fucking pissed. I'm happy but pissed. They're triggering halts. There's a lot of orders going through the DEX. They're triggering halts to try to slow down whatever hedge fund is covering right now. Whatever, if they're covering the IWM or the market makers are doing FTDs, or it's just like I said, some random little hedge fund getting blown out deciding to cover their position. Citadel has to try to control this so that they can cover and buy that fucking short back. That's all they've been doing this entire time. I'm not surprised they're doing this right now, because I was saying next week, it looks like we're going to be making some runs. The options chain is just all fucked up next week. Let's see. What? Central Michigan, like where Midland County is. Oh, nice. I'll be driving through Grand Rapids at the end of the month.
Oh yeah. Okay. GME's off the hole. Yeah.
Yep, they're just buying back that short. They tried to get everybody to jump into fucking calls on a Thursday, a day before calls expire tomorrow, on the exact fucking dollar values that we just talked about. They right at that 15, we hit fucking $13. Now we're running back down. So anybody that just jumped into fucking calls, you just gave Citadel a ton of fucking money for Friday. They're going to lose their premiums. It's like fucking clockwork. They just covered their FTDs. They covered some of the FTDs that were T35, ran the price up, got everybody excited. People are like, I'm going to jump into weekly call options. And now Citadel's going to rip them premiums out. They're going to come back in, generate new FTDs tomorrow, and blow the price back down below the highest strike on, or the highest open interest on the lowest strike. It's like fucking clockwork. But next week, the options chain is way too juiced for them to try to keep this under 13 bucks. There's way too many other options and puts and calls way out even to 60 fucking dollars next week. But look what this means. A, we know exactly what they're doing. B, they are losing control, because every time this happens, we have a big run like this, it's either a fund covering or them trying to recirculate FTDs. So many people bought AMC and GME stock yesterday and this morning. I almost guarantee you we probably bought the fucking float over again. I'm telling you, I'm still jacked for next week, you guys. We're right at the same time frame we were last year before we ran to 72. That run started on around the 24th of May after Bitcoin took a fucking shit. Yep. They're trying to make it a cyclical thing. They're going to run this up. They're going to try to get people to sell off again like they did on the 72 run. I know a lot of people sold on the 72 run because they were shook after the buy button got taken away on Robinhood. So they're going to try to attempt to do this again to shake people out. And if you sell shares at 10, say we run to 40 bucks, say we run to 25 bucks, and people who just bought all the shares this week decide they want to cash out and take those for profit, that is legal, legitimate shares that they can use to fucking cover below their cost average. So That's why the options chain is so stupid, because if you play options, then your time does have a price. If you buy shares, you can hold until you die, but every day you hold costs Citadel money in the form of time, cost to borrow fees. They don't have any other liquidity generator besides payment for order flow. That's what I'm telling people, man, this options chain shit. You know, after Astro made his video the other day, he specifically said, he goes, who told you that Citadel pays for options order flow? That's not right. And it is 100% fucking right. And that's what bugs me, is some of these influencers actually, when he said that, I was blown away. I'm like, you don't know the basics of that? Payment for order flow. Citadel spent more money on payment for order flow for options in 2021 than they did anything else. That is a fact. Susquehanna and Virtue did the same too. It's working, you guys. I've seen tweets from people who are analysts on Twitter going, oh, the apes are out of money. It looks like they're not jumping into the options chain anymore. And even fucking Dave Lauer said the options chain was built to rob retail. It's working. It is fucking working. And if people get on board with DRSing some shares right now, you don't have to DRS 100. You don't have to DRS fucking 20. DRS 5. Just to learn the process. It's not going to hurt you in the long scheme of the MOAS if you've got 5 shares DRS. But if even half of the retail community can log the AMC float, not only do we win, but we can hold these short sellers' feet to the fire because we have proof of naked shorting. If we win right now and we can't prove that the entire float was pushed out past the legal limits, then them guys are going to pay up and just walk away. If we prove that they naked shorted this past 40%, we can have class action lawsuits for the next 5 fucking years for people who got robbed that are still either not in this play or are sitting at rock bottom right now. So, you know, some people, there's a guy who told me he DRS 12,000 shares the other day. You DRS what you're comfortable with or not. I'm not telling you to do it, but I would recommend not going over 20% of your portfolio. To do it, all you got to do is call your broker and say, I want to DRS some shares with Computer Share. If you have Fidelity, it's free. If your broker is going to charge you for it, you're better off just buying shares direct from Computer Share because they have to hit the lit exchange. There's no other way for them to do it. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine, man. That's just my theory. But these two things that we do right now could literally absolutely blow this whole thing apart.
How much of that nation market in general cover short?
Honestly, they probably liquidated Bitcoin, and they probably, you know, the stocks, the blue chips didn't go down that hard this past week. I think that run has been over the past 4 weeks. That's probably people liquidating just to have cash on hand. It might not just be shorts who are trying to get money to cover, but the Bitcoin drop is 100% for them to try to cover their position or to try to get net neutral. The whole game here is Citadel, Susquehanna, and all the shorts are trying to get net neutral. That's why they want the options chain. So,
Tells me that they didn't have the liquidity to do what they're now with getting it from somewhere.
yep, it was the Bitcoin drop. They're going to recirculate FTDs. If you go back at this exact time, and I'm going to bring it up on my chart for the YouTube folks, to this exact time in 2021, we had a pump on May 13th. We had a fucking pump up to this exact price range around 13.28. Then it came back down over the next 3 days. And then on May 24th, started the big first candle to jump and run to 72. It's completely fucking circular, except this time we're smarter, we're more. We have a bigger base of retail investors. We all have more shares, and we know what Citadel's doing. Last time on the 72 run, there was a shit ton of people in the options plays. This time, the options chain doesn't look like retail's in it very much. I'm telling you guys, I have a fucking really phenomenal feeling about next week up until the 24th. So the next 7 trading days after this Friday, it's fucking crazy, man. Well, I don't, I don't, I don't know if you can, but if you decided to exercise and just buy those shares, at least it wouldn't be as. I know it's probably expensive to buy 100 shares. Yeah. That's what I've been.
Especially like after June 2nd, I was tweeting saying, "Good guys, look, registration system has your shares and I do lit exchanges, but the best that their investment and their security price. You hit on that. I mean, individual DRS and then more about going exchanges. I mean, even then we see sometimes block orders getting flipped off the lit exchanges through these various shorts that goes on. You hit on the head, man. So I just want to back up and touch base.
Well, here's the downside to it that people keep mentioning is that Citadel owns computer share or whatever. Here's the deal. Your shares are out in a market that Citadel controls anyways. All your shares, most of our shares are going through their fucking dark pool. The issue with this is DRS has a fiduciary responsibility to correctly log those shares lest they get sued. If we all got together and said, well, okay, we all DRS'd 100 shares, that should be 400 million shares, and they're only showing 200 million, we sue the fucking shit out of them. They have to log those shares correctly because AMC has a direct connection to be able to see who's logged shares, how many, and when. That's why they have it on their books every meeting. So the Yep.
Are those files held in a warehouse by any chance?
No. No. All we need to DRS is 360 million shares because institutions are said to hold 188 million and there's 20% short interest. There's people telling me they're DRSing 500 shares, 20 shares, 15,000 shares. I've got so many DMs about people DRSing this week, and Adam Aaron and company didn't put the DRS data in the proxy for fun. They did it to show us what's going on. All we need to do literally is log 60 to 65% of the AMC float in the next 3 months, and Adam Aaron and Co. can go and say, hey, we have proof that we're over the float, legal, usable proof that we're over the float, and they can go to war. And that might be what Adam Aaron said, we'll strike when the time is right. But here's my thing. We can either DRS the float or we can keep doing what we've been doing for the past 12 fucking months. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to do it, I'm not going to castrate you over it. That's your decision.
DRS is their shares, rec registration is their shares. Then essentially, if a few people do it, I mean, a few shares on each investor, like you said, Adam Aaron could take that. We have a book of it, and we could speak to that. And like you said, we'll pounce when the time is right.
Not to mention the endless catalysts we have out to the end of the year and into 2023. If we DRS the float and all these catalysts drop at the end of the year with mid-year through the end of the year with GameStop, AMC, and Hycroft, this thing will blow up 5 times harder than anybody knew, because when those shares get recalled, the game's over. They have to cover billions of shares.
And that's when AMC slaps harder than Dad's belt when you see my report card. Let's fucking go.
Dude. Freaking St. Peter's going to be like, where the fuck are they going, man? That's how high this thing will fucking go when we do this. We're going to blow out of dimensional space. It's going to be freaking crazy, man.
I thought that's what the fucking goal was. I still want to see fucking Pluto.
We're going to go by Pluto so quick, you're just going to, okay, it's a ball of ice. Cool. All right. We're going to fucking, what's that planet they said it's going to come in and destroy Earth? Nibiru? We're going to fly past that motherfucker too, if it even exists. Do you guys know what the Oort cloud is? It's the heliosphere that the sun puts out around our fucking solar system. That's going to be when you know that this thing's serious, when we go past that shit.
AMC just passed its daily daily average volume. It's only been like a couple hours.
That's definitely bouncing off of it now.
Hycroft is not dropping with AMC and GME, which are running exactly the same. They're rebounding now, running exactly the same. Hycroft is bull flagging, man. I am jacked.
Jack, baby. Jack to the tits.
That was really good. Do it again.
Oh, I'm jacked. I'm jacked to the tits.
Looking at the numbers and stuff, what's going on right now, we're gonna.
Or Hitch, are you there, BT? Hitch. Arr. These times remind me of the times when I was out at sea. We had rough waves, but then sailed straight through. Then we came to an island. Do you want to know what was on the island? I don't remember. I was drunk with rum. I'll be back later with more news from the deep seas. Thank you. Captain Jack is out now. Goodbye. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Now listen, you try coming up with shit for 5 hours straight.
We don't have to. The market does it for us.
I know. I get all crazy.
Spence, did you notice on that last dip off that midday high, we were oversold at 32 million?
So I gotta add a little bit to the no options May thing real quick. When this thing runs and people are like, oh, it ran past the strike, I should have been in options. Here's the thing. Citadel and the market makers bait you in to these strike prices. If you buy into those strikes and they see the open interest on the calls go up, then their puts are going to make money. They drop the stock through FTDs. If they don't see...
Remember, hold on. You also have to remember they're factoring in a spread with that movement that's going to create a larger break-even price, and it'll never reach that break-even.
Well, here's the big thing on it. If they don't see the calls load up on the strikes they're trying to bet against, the highest open interest, the highest open interest on the lowest strike, if they don't see retail load into that, they don't have an incentive to keep the price below that because their puts are not going to operate correctly. They're not going to make money if there's no calls to steal premiums out of.
That's why we haven't been reaching the max paid.
Exactly. People have been jumping into weekly calls for a long time, but what's happening now is the past 2 to 3 weeks, we've been pushing no options May, and it's been trending and people have been doing it. They are just now realizing there's no fucking premiums to steal from retail. This is why we're getting these runs. They're letting the price go up because they have to, because there's no incentive to keep the price below these strike prices they've loaded up with their own calls, baiting retail in, and a bunch of puts at different strikes. They don't know what to do right now. So they have to cover their FTDs and get ready to try to circulate for next week and next month. No, next week, the week of the 20th. That's why they have calls loaded up on $50 and $60 strikes like nobody's business to bait everybody in. And then I think it was June or July, they've got strikes out to 145. They need retail in the options chain to generate liquidity to keep this freaking game going. And we took it away from them this past 2 weeks. And I'm not just saying this because I want it to work. I'm seeing people on Twitter that are true actual analysts with large followings saying, oh, the apes are out of the options chain. Looks like they're broke back in their mom's basement. They have no fucking clue. They're so out of touch that we've been pushing no options May for over 3 weeks now.
I think we should continue the months and not just stop in May. Just stop.
No options to November.
It's making an effect. We're seeing the effect.
That's another thing Astro hit on. He was like, well, it started
Not
out as no
financial
options
advice,
May.
Brandon. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes. Do as you wish. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
And then Astro was like, oh, they're doing no options to November now. Well, if you take away the options play out of the community, that hurts Trey, Astro, Colin, the guys who have been tweeting by calls. That's their play. Is they
go.
Yeah, hey Astro, go drink some more Mountain Dew and draw another picture for everybody, and come up with something useful for everybody. Otherwise than that, shut the fuck up, leave us alone, and I'll make money off somebody else, douche.
You know, nothing even against these guys, but I tweeted 30 letters, and you make a 15-minute video about me because I'm calling the big three out for tweeting, jumping into AMC calls when we know they're not gonna fucking print.
Let's fucking go! Sorry. GME is taking a spike again. So I know AMC follows it.
Highcroft up fucking 7%, baby.
Mullins up what? 15?
No, you know what, Spence? Hey, Spence, you know what the problem with that? If we're suggesting it or coming up with hey, maybe this might be something different we could take a look at doing, and they want to bash it without even like giving it a shot, since we're a community and we're all supposed to be all people equal, we'll get down on our level, because since we aren't doing what you're doing, and give it a shot instead of bashing it and not even like making it work. But they want to come out with the criticisms right off the way and make videos about people and say this and this. I just don't get it.
It was okay for them to push their idea of selling or buying or whatever they did with the whole fucking put thing. But
yeah, exactly. So they're in it for themselves. They're not in it for the community. So that's why I got a problem with it. So that's why I said, go draw another cup and handle, drink a Mountain Dew, and go fucking wash your hair.
Here's the fun thing is they come out with that hedge theory, hedge your position when we were at $13. That's fucking crazy. After Trey announces, I bought $100,000 worth of AMC at like $14.50. And in my opinion, what I'm seeing is he did that. He bought those shares. Then he told people to buy puts and hedge your position and blah, 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 because he's selling fucking covered calls, man. And that goes to downward pressure on the stock. It's so obvious. And these guys have been, I'm not even like calling them names or anything. I'm just going after their method of influencing the community. And they're like, we don't hold a gun to anybody's head. Yeah, but you guys know you're influencing people to do this. And all they do is tweet jumping into calls. All three of them tweeted the same thing almost 3 weeks in a row consecutively. and it did nothing but fucking go down, and we lost our fucking premiums. I'm telling you, man, whatever they do, good for them. I don't care. But when you can see the writing on the wall, and in Astro's video, he tried to blow apart the theory without even knowing what he was talking about. And you guys got to remember, man, these are kids. These guys are under 30 years old. They talk like they're market experts. They don't have much real life experience in doing anything yet. It's not somebody you want to base your fucking portfolio on. I'm sorry, it's just the truth, man. Good for them for helping the movement and influencing people into the stocks and blah, blah, blah. But man, when they come up with theories on a whiteboard with a bunch of scribbles talking about hedging your position on a meme stock squeeze play, that's insane, dude. We could run 100% in a day, and then you just wrecked your portfolio by trying to hedge it against the downside. Just buy the shares and fucking hold.
That's all we got to do. I'm telling you, we will not fail because we refuse to. And then just look, I mean, with individuals that have been listening about, direct registration shares and stuff, just make sure you always do your DD the same way you did over this last year. I mean, we see with DRS, the, direct registration system, it's basically a service that offering the depository trust company, the DTC, that provides registered shareholders, of the issuer with the option of holding their assets, their shares on a book, like we mentioned earlier, and records of the transfer agent in a book entry form instead of a physical stock certificate, like with other brokerages. So just make sure that you're always talking to your agent, your broker, and then also just know that once you've asked your stockbroker to move the shares into your name, under DRS, the transfers usually typically, I'd say, take what spends about 5 to 10 days, maybe less.
Fidelity told me 3 trading days, so take that with a 30% margin of truth. So yeah, we'll just say 5 days.
There you go. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get these kiddos off to school here. I got a couple more to get off to school, man. I got a lot of kids. So I'll see you guys a little later. You guys have a good day.
You too, man.
Good morning. I just want to say one thing, and thank you all. It's been great, I just want to say, you guys are doing great, but can we just stop the name calling? I just feel like it's not good for the community. It's been good with all what you guys are saying, but getting other people's name involved is just not good, because those people involved have people following them that are old in AMC, and also doing the name calling.
Hey, I'll give you a good piece of advice. My favorite piece of advice I like to give, and I've been saying this since I got into this play. If it does not bring you peace, profits, or purpose, then just don't give it your time, attention, or energy.
I'm just saying, because you guys have a lot of people on the space call right now, and those people might be following those people that you're calling their names who are not present here right now. So I just think we can focus on the stock, and what you guys have been doing this morning will be ideal,
No, we call it shill a shill. We don't hide it. The shill's a shill.
Yep, a shill's a shill, and a truth will never mind being questioned. Lies don't like to be challenged. A shill is a shill.
And I understand all that, but calling names is just, and like I said, you have people that are older.
No.
Are you talking about that he say something about Astro?
Oh, I think Spencer was.
Well, I'll tell you straight up.
I didn't say anything bad about Astro. I didn't call him any names.
Okay. I just thought I wanted to say. I'm not here to
argue real quick. I'm gonna clear that out for you real quick.
I was just,
Listen. I'm gonna clear that out real quick. Go out to his YouTube channel. And look when he started doing his video. Look at how when he started doing his video originally, and look at how he switched, like his new apartment, all his new shit, all of his new stuff that he got paid for, on you guys' money.
And what I'm saying is, I'm not deflating that fact. I am just saying, at this moment,
we just
it's not
telling you it is what it is.
You know,
I got you. You're basically saying let's keep. That's what they want. They want to divide and conquer. So let's just all keep it. Stay together here. Let's stay focused. I get what you're saying. We got you. We got you.
On the stock itself.
I still didn't hear any name calling happening.
Just so you know, Amy, I didn't call him any names whatsoever. I'm bringing into question the credibility of what he is influencing the community with. That is
and
all.
I understand, but sometimes credibility will be proven in another time frame.
Can you tell
now,
I don't know.
Maybe she's just one, guys.
What name?
Yeah, that's enough, man.
Hey, we've been positive. Let's keep this positive. We've been positive all day. There's no name calling on. Like I said, people's actions speak for themselves, and not every action needs a reaction.
Yeah, this isn't the room for this. That's for sure.
So I'm walking into the pharmacy through the drive-thru, and apparently, are we dealing with COVID again?
What? What was that?
You know what? It's time to check the options chain today to see what they did to it.
Yeah, open it up.
I guarantee you they reshuffled their puts because they didn't have enough calls land in from retail.
And they pumped it up because premiums for retail weren't enticing anymore for them to destroy. So they gotta juice it some way, drag them in, and then there's some decent premium they can collect, and they can continue their mess.
Thank you for saying that in a way that's way better than I do, because I'm chaotic and sporadic, and I don't think I explain it right. What you just said was perfect.
Thanks. I've gotten burned enough time on AMC options that now as I watch it, I just go, well, now the premiums aren't really worth anything for them to even sell calls. Like, sure, $50, 10,000 times it adds up, but $150 10,000 times is way better. So when they juice it by ramping it up and getting IV, all to the freaking moon, it's like that when that thing stabilizes and it starts holding, that IV's it's gonna crush, and they just collect your premium.
Here's exactly what they did. They had a ton of puts loaded up today at $9 and $11 on those strikes. Then they had 10,000 calls on 11, 7,000, 7.7K on 13, and 10,000 at 15. And all the puts are below 15. The biggest thing that they're gonna lose a little, but not a lot, because they rebalanced all these juice call options up to counter set their puts, because they're playing against each other. Retail didn't jump in today and go, I'm going to buy $11.50 call options. That's not retail. So right now, they're fighting their own bad play against each other in the options chain. So now it's just who's the big dog with the most to lose in that chain, and that's why the price is going up. Because Citadel ain't going to lose their money. They're the market maker. So whatever institutions jumped in today and juiced these calls up because they seen the price running is going to get freaking wrecked. They're eating each other alive right now.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, it's like I literally had like, I don't know, 11 or maybe 14 and a half strike call that actually expired this week that I've had for months, and it got decimated. I broke even and got out because I knew exactly what they're going to do. If they're not going to let it stay up there, I was like, well, at least now I got my premium all back and a little bit on top. Now I'm just going to turn around, since they'll dump it below the strike price, which it already is. So I'm just going to turn around and use that money for shares. But I knew the game, and I was like, yep, I'm out, and I will add to my shares then. Now I've closed all my options. I have nothing on them. And the no options May thing has absolutely been the way to go. I've stayed out of any option on this, on really on anything, because I don't feel like feeding the beast any more food. I'd rather let it starve to death.
Well, look what we did for the past 3 weeks. We talked about people getting in on the dips, man. We said, let's use this method of watching the options chain to get in on the dips. Now, did I think it was going to go to $10? Absolutely freaking not. That blew my mind. But we got people in on the dip, and now we're riding the rip. And next week, you watch. Dude, the options chain for AMC was nowhere near this yesterday. They juiced call options and flipped their puts to try to salvage the situation. Next week, options chain is already juiced out to $60 freaking dollars, man. I'm thinking $20 is not out of sight.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see, if anybody's curious and wants to see what the IV is, what we're talking about, if you're not familiar, if you go look at implied volatility, go look at today's, just the ones expiring tomorrow. They juice that shit so hard. There's a almost 900% implied volatility on the $43 strikes. But I mean, they juiced everything up. Everything is now minimum over 325% implied volatility. That means they get extra money when you buy your contract because the implied move is so high. And when that implied move is not going to pan out, that percentage gets crushed, and so do your dollars.
If retail money isn't in the options chain, they always get you to put it where they want it to. They're smarter than you. Never forget that. They're just not as dedicated as you and as loyal as you. But if there's no retail money in the options chain, they have no incentive to keep the price down anymore.
No, and it's honestly, I've been watching, the volumes have been lower, and I was like, I was actually laughing. I mean, as they were pounding it last night, down 13% or whatever, and I was just like, oh, that's all right. Nobody's in options. People are just loading shares.
I'm jacked, you guys. We are set up so freaking beautifully right now on the same time frame, the same cycle, the same Bitcoin drop, the same fucking launch pad, and we have every catalyst you can imagine out to Q4, which AMC will be profitable by Q4. And if you want to contribute even more to it, DRS a couple shares, go to the movies, buy the movie, buy the popcorn, buy the soda, and just blow AMC through the freaking roof, man.
Yeah, going to the movies helps. I wish they were here, man. I'd go.
Let's see.
You should really think about getting some theaters in here.
Absolutely.
You know they're trying to push them. They got a $90 spread, 90 cent spread. It's basically $90 or 80% at value on a one-day expiration. I mean, if you don't know anything about options, you don't know what that means, but that's something you should know what that means if you're even looking at it.
Doctor Strange crossed 500 million worldwide in under 7 fucking days.
Wow. Holy fuck. In 7 days?
Yep. That means there's over 200 million just domestic right now.
That's why he didn't bring much other than he brought up Doctor Strange, but he never really put out the numbers that it was doing because it was still going so strong. Why put out numbers at the halfway point?
Well, we had the release and now it's the midweek where people aren't really going to the theaters as much. This weekend, it's going to load up and it'll probably break 700 million globally. I bet you 850 million globally by the end of this weekend. And AMC took 26% of the market share of the domestic 200 million. Imagine that. Think of all the popcorn and sodas and hot dogs and nuggets and drinks they sold, man.
They make the money there. That's the majority of their money.
Well, yeah, and they had what, a 30% increase in concession sales?
I think more than that, no?
Yeah.
35, 36, I think, 37% around there.
Per patron cost spent, whatever, revenue per patron was 30%.
Yeah, revenue per patron up like 31%.
Yep, $7.90 average per patron. And think about how many people That means all the concessions sold across the entire board of how many people went to the movies and bought stuff. $7.90 over millions of people. They made, dude, Jurassic World Dominion is going to blow up. Top Gun is going to go crazy. Avatar 2 is going to go nuts. And if they keep up these little popcorn holder bucket things, like the cube and the bat helmet, if they do a Jurassic Park T-Rex open mouth popcorn holder, I mean, people are buying, those are sold out before the second day on the weekend.
There's two other.
They need to make more.
The domestic quarter to year was 5-to-1 increase in patrons. International and a 6-fold patron increase quarter to year domestic. And they ever get their apparel in the theaters, I mean, that's gonna blow revenue too, because there's a lot of money to be made on that.
Think of this too. You know, when I was in high school, we didn't care what theater we went to at the time. There was AMC and Cinemark and Cinemat, whatever, right? Now that we're recirculating back to this era of people wanting to go to the malls, go to the movie theaters, go to events, have events, right? AMC is a raging trending brand name right now. People are going to AMC to be part of the movement, whether they own the stock or not. I think what's going to end up happening is AMC is going to take over 35% of the total market share for every domestic movie out to Q4. And I say that because I'm seeing more people at the theaters every time I go, and some of them are still wearing masks. Those are people that have just decided, I think it's safe to finally leave the house, get out to the theater, and be in a crowd of people. And more people are joining that every week because they don't want to miss the fun. And I'm not going after anybody for wearing a mask at all. I'm just saying people are becoming more comfortable with going out, and it shows that they want to be part of the AMC brand.
It's not just AMC that's happening either. You look at concert tickets, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but concerts they delayed for 2 years, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, you know, there were so many concerts. A friend of mine had tickets too, but they have to wait now.
I've been waiting.
Well, they had to.
Britney Spears for 3 years, bro.
Between that and the concerts that they're putting together, I mean, the names that are coming together to do like 3-4 big name band concerts, high ticket price, high revenue. I mean, and AMC's looking at doing like concert theater, live broadcast or whatever, so you don't have to drive like 4 fucking hours to watch a decent concert as opposed to live, but with the theater sound on the big screen where you can actually see the band perform instead of being back in the nosebleed section. I think that's more revenue they can capitalize too.
Well, the actors in Hollywood and the production studios know exactly what's going on. They're excited too. The reinvigoration of going to the movies after the horrible failure of streaming revenues and the loss of money that actors suffered because of that. And that's why Scarlett Johansson sued Disney, because they streamed Black Widow before it had even a week in theaters. They know the loss of money due to streaming is massive. So the reinvigoration of the theater customer base shows them that it's time to pick back up and make good movies and get out and start making new content. And that's exactly the same with the people holding musical concerts. They can't wait to get out on tour to grab up this freaking money, man. All right, guys. I know everything was super exciting. Thank you all for coming. Hedge is right on that one. I hope, Hedge, if you're right, I think you're right. I like what you just said. And I think it's because they know that nobody's jumping into those calls. So they're not going to force the price back down because it's going to put them in an even worse hole to short the stock any further, if they even can. I'm going to close down to take a break to reset. I'll come back on later if shit goes crazy. I'm still holding to no options May, and I still believe that next week is going to be a big week. You guys, this was fun. Thank you all for coming. Please like, subscribe to the video. It helps the algos push my videos out so we get more people in the room, so we can have a free, fair, unbiased channel for everybody to come and talk. And instead of spending your money on like a super chat, I recommend you buy shares. That's I would rather you buy shares, but nothing I say is financial advice, entertainment purposes only. You guys have a good day.